That's right, we got more High Elves coming out of the woods versus the Lizardmen. The Lizard Squad. Alright, we got Hobo Honkers versus Renataki. Rat Clan versus RTK. The classic, the matchup. Dark side versus the light, you decide who's who. And Hobo Honkers, I actually played this game. You guys are going to enjoy this game. I enjoyed it because, Hobo actually makes you kind of want to play High Elves. I guess he's getting ready for the DLC. And for those who don't know, that DLC comes out December 4th. Ugh. And keep an eye out, we're probably going to have a little tournament for that DLC. Just a little announcement there. Alright. So what do you got? Lizardmen got Lord Mazdamundi. And all the skinkiness going on. 2 solar engines. I'm not sure about the solar engines. And then we have Archmage Death. Bunch of Rangers. Lothran Sea Guard, White Lines of Crace. Oddly enough, the unit count's pretty close. I think there was a summon from Hobo Honkers. Yeah, there was. Looks like the Storm Riders, or Lothran Sea Guard. Rangers trying to get away from the skinky lads, who are being real skinky. Reavers called in to come chase them down, screen them out, do all that good stuff. Solar engines are gonna do solar engine things, probably put pot shots into the cav of High Elves, because that's really where I see them shine. And actually they're not doing too bad, but they're not doing too great either. I mean, they're taking off chunks, but I mean, that's 9 models, it's not the worst. The blinded effect is honestly what's really insane. My problem is the solar engines are going to do friendly fire damage to try to give the blinded debuff onto the enemy units, so... And I think that might also affect the units, the ally units, so the skinks. I don't see any Saurus warriors. Oh, there might be some. We'll see. We're at a bit of a standstill. White Lines of Craze is going to eat a shit ton of shots. And yeah, Hobo's just not really feeling taking a huge beating. Slowly moving up. I don't know, there's some Cold Wind Riders sitting in the wings, waiting along with some Croxigors, so... I don't know if I like what Renataki's doing right now. The big fight on Blade of the Everqueen is always on this middle map here, but you can also try doing a steal on the home objective, of course. Alright, here comes the big battle though, hold on. Cold Ones are here. Will that Archmage of Death actually start playing in? White Lines of Crazy getting chopped pretty good. The Rangers, though, finally trying to get in as well. Buna on top of the Cold One Spear Riders. When I was casting this in the tournament, I wasn't sure if it'd be worth it, but after watching the replay and seeing it here, that's great. Being able to just shut down Cold One Spear Riders with that much LOM is actually okay, because that means your Larian Reavers here can actually fight them, win, and then go do something else. Like chase down skinks. Speaking of chasing down skinks, the White Lines of Crace actually chased off. A bit of a mistake here for Renataki. He actually pushed onto home objective and let these white lines actually get across. These are all just skinks. Yeah, the skinks just can't do with the elite of the High Elves, which is why I really like this faction so far. For those who don't know, I play 40k, and right now these White Lines of Crace are kind of reminding me of, well, the whole High Elf thing is kind of reminding me of, not Eldar, but Custodes, where you really have to make your decisions known. And I was saying in the tournament, too, I don't know, to kind of balance out how expensive a lot of these units are, I would like to see the capture weight actually go up for some of these more elite units to actually deal with some of these chaff. Because the chaff unit's like, what, 4 capture weight? Around like the 4 to, well, depending on the faction, like the 4 to 300 mark. Nice casting there. Dragon Prince is actually starting to survive here. Really tanking the business. Although, caught in a sandwich here. Actually chasing off Cold Spear is taking a shot downtown from the solar engines. Okay, the solar engines aren't being too bad right now if they keep putting shots down on those Fire Princes. Or Dragonborn. Fireboard, my bad. Too much Skyrim. And they actually chase off everything else. But yeah, like I was saying, Bolt Thrower. I forgot he had a Bolt Thrower. I would unsummon this thing 100%. I don't know what the Bolt Thrower is for. Someone let me know in the comments. Jeez. I don't see why you would ever take this thing. Maybe it's for Ancient Salamander. That's the only thing I can think of. But it doesn't seem to be doing much to the solar engines either. So, I don't know. But yeah. to give some of the capture weights a little bit, be a little loose with the capture weight, so that way elites can actually start seeing more play. I mean, they do see certain play in certain matchups for certain reasons, but from here on out, I really just don't see it. Like, White Lines of Crace just can't deal with like 2 to 3 skinks. They will win, but it'll take forever, and on top of that, your opponent's just going to own the objective for all the better reason, just having more stuff. And that's not including magic. Just saw that Buna go down on that unit of Colon Spear Riders again. I think Renataki's using Apotheosis to counter some of that damage. Very even so far, although in the unit count it is very uneven, which is pretty bad for Hobo Honkers. Needs to be careful not to get his lord trapped up. Great banishment from Renataki. It'll destroy those Lothran Seaguard. Lothran Seaguard take a century to kill. They're spear units, they got silver shield. They are low armor. They do have super high melee defense though. Reaver's coming in to save, if not help out with the lord. Fireborn trying to snipe the Monday. I don't know. Spear Riders are also just being annoying. Are those just Feral Cold ones? Yeah, those are just Feral Cold ones. White Lines of Craze trying to get rid of the support of these skinks. Just this big blob here, although I don't think they're giving the attack order. Now they is trying to run away. Yeah, it's not looking too good for, at least to me it doesn't look too good. 12 units versus 19. Hobo Honkers is down on value 11 now. That's not including routes so far. But Hobo has done the slick maneuver of taking Renatake's home objective, and Renatake just can't play that unless he has his mobile force try to go into White Lines of Crace. And here come the Gigas of Chads, Keepers of the Flame, these Phoenix Guard. Charge Reflection, ITP, Cost Fear, insane stats. And a solid choice in the late game to go steal or hold down a side objective. Oh, Renatake actually took the point of Hobo Honker's home objective. Thing is, Hobo Honkers now has Renatake triple captained. Now, I don't know how Renatake tries to deal with it, except for just maybe get a Lord Snipe, reform ranks on his own home objective, maybe take these 2 solar engines that aren't really doing much into wherever those Phoenix Guard aren't going. The problem is, Silver Helms are cheaper than the Cold One Spear Riders, but the Cold One Spear Riders just, I don't know. They're really good. They're really big glass cannon units, honestly. They're not the best in sustained combat. So their Silver Helm charges should do okay into them with how low their health pools are. Here come more Spear Riders, just not looking to take a fight. Probably going to try to go steal the home objective, but here come the Rangers, the Lord, and the Lothran Seaguard. Loses the side objective here. No surprise there, and Hobo does the smart thing of just reforming ranks over on the home. Now it's just, what does Renatake want to do? Does he want to go risk it for the biscuit over on the home? He won't be able to reinforce. And those Phoenix just are going to be an absolute problem. Mazda Mundi's going to be pretty much the only thing to take him out. And I don't know what else the Lizardmen have in the roster that could deal with Phoenix. That would up-trig properly. But with those stats, it's pretty hard. I'm thinking of the ROR, Red-Crested Skinks, the Unbreakable ones, with Frenzy. Those could actually be solid. And you take enough Skirmishers, maybe they can actually deal with them. They're not shielded, so yeah. Nice little cast there. Didn't kill any models, but still, it's a start. White Lines are getting absolutely crunked and crumped. And this is why I was talking about with the objective, how the capture weight works. Sorry, played too much 40k. He gets a bunch of garbage on top of the objective. Very weary, been broken, taken out. And yet they're still outweighing these 2 elite units. And they don't even have to engage, which is really obnoxious. Because even with the Phoenix Guard being 7 capture weight, the White Lines of Crace being somewhere between like 4 or 5. With all the capture weight here, though, I mean, to be fair, it's a lot of capture weight, but still, it's 12 versus, I would say, what, 13, give or take? 13, 14, with Mazda Mundi now on top. Which is real slick from Renatake, knowing exactly how much he needs, not really engaging. Although I do think he needs to get these skinks on top of the Phoenix Guard as quick as possible. Because then his mobile cav can actually just run amok on the white lines and the Rangers. The only thing he can't really, the Lothar Seaguard, maybe. If they get some charges in while they're shooting, maybe. Double Rangers coming in to come swipe out that side objective, not a bad call. I think those are red-crusted skinks. I don't know if they're the ROR ones I was talking about earlier. And yeah, Renatak is really pushing in on that home objective. Oh, they are. Yeah, just having an elite unit on the side that can hold out for a long time. Super ideal, but not into Rangers, though. You really want them against the Phoenix Guard. Although Renatake probably could try to... Ooh, are those the Umbral Tide? Umbral Tide actually could be pretty okay into Phoenix Guard, too. They're not really doing much right now. As a matter of fact, they're actually going to get charged. They may get a volley off, but... Yeah, they'll get a little bit, but they're going to get charged. Get charged hard. They're actually doing pretty good work into the Larian Reavers, too. Mazda Mundi pulling back. Hobo Honkers is winning the fight over here. Down in value, but up on points. It's super down on unit count. 21 to 11, jeez. But the Phoenix Guard and White Lines of Krace are holding, although they did lose the objective. Solar Engines have finally got it in. I wonder what their value is. Not great, honestly. Not good at all. Compared to what they cost. I think it's like, what, 1350, 1200? Somewhere in that ballpark. Although they are decent terror-causing units, High Elves just have such high leadership, it's hard to make it go. Especially if you're not winning the fights, especially against Lothar and Sea Guards. Man, that's going to be rough. And Hobo Honkers is recapturing the home objective of Renatake. It feels like Renatake just doesn't know how to deal with these things. It needs another banishment. Maybe use some more winds, but I think he's out at this point. And he went for, I believe, the light lore, so there's not too many damage spells he can use, and I think he already used 2 banishments early on, so he's kind of SOL, you know? At least he's holding the side. He's got... Oh, he's gonna retake the side. It looks like he's retaking his home objective. Yeah. Although he's gonna do that, I think he's still in triple... Yeah, he is in triple cap range. He really needs to retake all of them if he wants to do anything. And Hobo Honkers, I'm pretty sure, knows about that too. Fight here is not going well, though. If he ends up losing this, I think that's going to be GG. Yep, he put everything into there. Damn, those Phoenix Guards are freaking Chad. This is why I like to say, if you want to keep one unit of super elite in reserve for the late game, if you're... Oh, man. That's when it really pays off. Although, getting the Lord would suck for Hobo Honkers. Yeah, losing that would really suck. The problem is, a lot of his... a lot of his High Elves would kind of route the lower leadership ones, which would be like 3 or 4 units that would really help out right now. Plus, losing a Lord wouldn't really help out against the super elites like the White Lions and the Phoenix Guard here. But he just, then he just runs them into Cav to try to save him. Not a bad call at all. Although, man, those White Lines and Keepers are just holding out in the front. He sent even his Lothar and Sea Guard to come fight him and put some fire support. And they're recapturing the home again. Yeah, good strat from Hobo Honkers. Just trying to keep him, keep Renatake on his toes. Multiple points, although down in value for sure. And down on unit count. He's still, and about to lose his Lord. I have no idea how that Lord is still alive. At 200 HP, come on, he can get out of there. Just needs to throw more bot. Nope, it's dead. Okay, well, that's bad. Not the end of the world, though. Still super holding out. Wow, yeah. I'm surprised we haven't seen any Source Warriors. The strategy of Renatake is just trying to be trading upwards with skinks, which isn't a bad strategy. But they just can't outgrind. And to be fair, I haven't seen Hobo Honkers play in a minute. I think this is the first game I've seen him play in a long while. Could be wrong. Just trying to reinforce the home now, knowing that he just has to hold that. And he's got both the home objective and Renatake's home objective. And Renatake, just, I don't know. I don't know how you play that different. I feel like the solar engines were the biggest issue, though. I think better, or different SCs would have been ideal. Because, man, they have just been, in my eyes, they've been pretty disappointing. I don't know. And yeah, we're gonna fast forward. There's no way you can capture one or the other in time. GG's to both players. GG's to Hobo Honkers especially. Man, that was brutal. And Renatake, I don't think he's a lizard main, so he's probably just dipping his toes trying to learn him a bit. Because I never see him. I usually play against him when he's playing Walk. Yeah. But no, this is a great showing for the High Elves. I really like that list. The only thing I would take out is the goofy Eagle Bolt Throwers, but yeah, it is what it is. And then from Renatake, just the Solar Engines, because man, they were just disappointing. I feel like if you would have sent them in earlier for some early terror routes, that would have been better. Instead of trying to soften up units. I mean, he did lose some lotto counts, but I don't know if that really helped out in the end here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the Lizardmen roster well enough to say what else you could bring instead of them. Maybe just Rev Crystals? Or just Croxagore? I feel like Croxagore actually would have been better to deal with the white lines for sure. That would have been so much more brutal. But then I think the Eagle Bolt Throwers actually start doing better into them. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe that's what it was. Huh. Maybe that's what it was after all. Other than that, I think it's pretty crisp. Yeah, on both player sides. Oh, he did have sources. Just one unit of them. That makes sense. Alright, alright. Alright, folks. Enough rambled. We're at the end of the video. If you liked the video, please like, sub, follow me here on YouTube where we're at. Yeah, we're on the road to 2,000. Sorry about that. Had a little hiccup. Come join me when we are on stream. Whether it's holding a tournament or just streaming some games. Whether it's to show some love or, yeah, come play yourself. Alright, with all that said, y'all have a good one. Peace and goodbye for now.